Hi everyone, welcome to my virtual teaching classroom. I am Teacher Heidi, your subject teacher in MAPI 6. Before we start, let us answer the following questions. Have you seen people creating sound to their mouth? Yes or no? What do we call the sounds they produce? Yes, you are correct. That is whistling. Do you like listening to the sound they create? Yes, of course. Now, echo clap the rhythms that I will do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Do you know some symbols that are used in music? Can you name one? Okay, let us know if your answer is correct. Stop, notes, time signature, and rest. That are some musical symbols used in a song or in a composition. Now, symbols in music are used that no matter what language you speak, you're able to understand what the composer is saying. Anyone in the group can explain? Okay, thank you. Symbol represents idea or image used by the composer to express what emotion or feelings he have. Another one is music is a universal language. Anyone can explain? Okay. It is said that music is a universal language because every culture enjoys music and song. You can communicate across cultural and linguistic boundaries in ways that you cannot do with ordinary language, like English or other languages from other country. It also means that you don't have to speak in English or French to enjoy the composition of a music or a song. Anyone in a group know what is the meaning of rhythm? Okay, let us see if your answer is correct. In the music, rhythm refers to the flow, the breathing pattern, or simply the pulse in music. Another one, rhythm makes you tap your feet, clap your hands, nod your head, and swing your body. In other words, rhythm is the center or heart of a music. In composing a song, what is the thing you will consider? Okay, let us see if your answer is correct. That is notes and rest. These two kinds of musical symbol will be discussed in the following slides. Okay. What do we This is called a note. Do you know that a note has three basic parts? The plug, the stem, and the note head. Again, this is a musical symbol of a note. Note tell us to make a sound. The note tells us where to start the sound or to make a song. Notes also are symbols that represent sound in music. There are 4 basic notes in music, and that are, can you name one? Okay, that is 8th note. Another one, quarter note, half note, and whole note. Those are the 4 basic notes in music. Let's take a look at the 8th note. This is the image of an 8th note. Can you describe the 8th note? Okay, let us see if your answer is correct. It has a plug, it has a stem, and a solid note head. Another one is a quarter note. Can you describe a quarter note? A quarter note has a stem and a solid note. But what is missing in this note symbol? Correct. You notice that a quarter note has no plug. Another one is half note. Can you describe again the appearance of half note? It has a stem and an open note head. What is missing in this note symbol? Just like the quarter note, half note has no plug. Another one is a whole note. Whole note has a note head. It is a note head only because the note head of the whole note has an oval appearance. This one, like an egg. The whole note has no stem and no plug. 16th note. A 16th note with 2 plug, straight note stem, and oval filled-in note head. That is the characteristic of a 16th note. 16 notes are notated with an oval, filled-in note head, and straight note stem with plugs. Now, we are done with the notes. Again, what are the 4 basic notes that we have discussed? Okay, correct. Let us go now to this symbol. What type of musical symbol is this? Correct. That is a rest. What do you mean by rest? Rest tells us to be silent, which means in a composition, rest tells us where a musician can be stopped. Okay. Now, there are different kinds of rest. One is whole rest. Whole rest has a characteristic or also called semi-brief rest. Whole rest is drawn as a small rectangle that hangs off the second line from the top of the stave. Stave is another code for stop. Half rest. Another term for half rest is minim rest. Minim rest or half rest is a small rectangle that is very similar to semi-brief rest, but instead of hanging from the second line, it sits on the middle line of the stave or stop. Quarter rest or called crochet rest. Quarter rest is a kind of looks like a skewed letter C with a small letter C on the bottom. It's grown right in the middle of the stop, in between the top and the bottom lines of the stave. 8 rest. Quaver rest, which looks like a small number 7 with a little blob on the end. Like the crochet rest, it sits right in the middle of the stop, sitting on the fourth line from the top. 16 rest. Semi-quiver rest, which is very similar to the quiver rest but is slightly taller and has 2 flicks. It sits on the bottom line of the stave. Okay. There are kinds of notes rest and their values. Whole rest is equivalent to whole note. The beat of this note and rest is 4 beats. Half note and half rest has 2 beats. Quarter notes and quarter rest has 1 beat. 8 note and 8 rest has 1/2 a beat. 16 note and 16 rest has 1/4 a beat. Do your task. Number 1 task, give the equivalent rest values of the following. Draw your answer on your whiteboard. Whole note. Half note. Quarter note. Eighth note. And 16 note. Okay. Now you know the equivalent rest values of the following notes. Let us go now to task number 2. Identify the notes or rest used in the rhythmic patterns. Okay, let us show your answer. Quarter note and half note. Next. What is the answer? Quarter note and whole note. Next we have a quarter note. Then a quarter rest, half note, and quarter note. 8 note and quarter note. 16 note and quarter note. Process what you know. Show the note symbol in fraction form. A whole note takes up the whole measures. What is the equivalent fraction form of this note symbol? Okay, that is 1 whole. Next, A half note takes up half the measure. What is the equivalent fraction? 1/2. A quarter note take up a quarter of a measure. What is the equivalent fraction? 1/4. An eighth note takes up an eighth of a measure. What is the equivalent fraction? 1/8. Okay. Next, get your pen and paper and let us answer the following questions. Key concept. What you have learned to our lesson today. Let us see if you know the music symbol for note and rest. For whole note, what is the symbol for whole rest? Okay, correct. Half note? Correct. Quarter note or quarter rest? Correct. Eighth rest? Correct. And 16 rest, 16 note? Correct. Okay, that's all for today. Don't forget your homework, class. Number 1, give the kinds of notes and rest and their time values using that. Number 2, what that means in a note or rest in music. Thank you.